You better run, you better run. There's a man who fears no one, no one. Run, you better run, you better run. And if he finds you, you'll be done, done.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Killing Time with Kayla. This is episode 3. And the first episode where I actually have an in-studio guest, my friend, comedian Martin Morrow. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. I don't know. My voice went so high when I said that.
You could, I don't know. Was it nerves?
No, I just I got
There
excited.
goes again. Well, listen, like I said, you are a comedian. I've known Martin for a couple of years now, seen him do his thing. He's pretty funny, I gotta say. But for those who maybe haven't heard of you, because I mean, everyone's had to have heard of you by now. I would assume.
At least one person.
At least one person.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Originally from Alabama as well.
Bama.
Yeah. The homestead. That's where I started doing comedy. Bopped all around. In LA though, I've been on Netflix's I Think You Should Leave season 3. That was the one that won an Emmy.
Hell yeah.
I do not have an Emmy, but yeah.
You got an Emmy by association.
By association, yeah. It's like a by proxy Emmy. I just drew one, like printed it out and put that on my mantle. Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of commercials. That's my big thing. And
I keep seeing one of your commercials pop up. I think I've texted you.
Yeah.
And like I can't film it in time. Which one was that?
Is it the orange and blue, the Energy Upgrade, California, or the Mattress Firm?
I don't know. Maybe Mattress Firm.
Or
Those
Honda.
it was a car commercial.
Was it Honda?
Was a Honda.
Yeah,
maybe
on a couch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep trying to film and then I can't get it.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Well, you've wrangled me into doing some comedy since I've been here. It's a really scary thing to do. Talk about horror. What are some horror stories you might have surrounding comedy? Whether it's like you get up on stage and no one laughs, which to me that is one of the most horrific things that could ever happen, and it's happened to me. Or like, have you done comedy at like a haunted venue before?
No. Well, there were a lot of venues that felt haunted.
Okay.
But I think probably for me the scariest situation is like 2009. I was doing a show in Birmingham.
Ooh.
And there's two sets of couples who came in the set right in the front, and they were very talkative, which is like, why would you sit here and talk? And I started roasting them. Two of them were cool, and one of the girlfriends was cool, but there was one guy who just was not having it and kept going back and forth, and we're just like making fun of each other, and I was like, oh, where'd you get your hair braided? Prison? And just was like really like digging into this dude. So the show ends, and he's walking out with his friends, and he goes, I'm gonna see you outside. And I was like, no, you're not.
Sorry, buddy.
So the following week, I'm at a different show, and this lady's like, oh, hey, you're that comedian. My friend got arrested because of you. And I was like, what? And so the dude was so upset by me roasting him, he went to the trunk of his car and got a gun. And was like apparently waving it around, like waiting on me to come outside to shoot me. And
This is so Birmingham.
Yes. So he was gonna shoot me, and and it was like an affluent neighborhood in Birmingham. So people were like, "Well, that's not right," and they called the cops. He already had warrants out, so they ended up arresting him. But yeah, that would have been the end of my.
Well, and of all places, he came to your comedy show that night. My God. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't shoot you, because then we wouldn't be able to have this episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the one reason we're overjoyed.
That's really the main reason. Yeah, really pumped you're here. The show has been going on for a few weeks now. Last week I introduced some structure and different segments throughout the show. So we're going to kick off the first segment, which is Real Talk, which is where we talk about one old movie and one new movie. And we're going to kick off with the old movie because we are honoring someone who we lost this past week, who has been very important, not only in the horror community, but in the film community, in Hollywood, in the Black community. And that is the one and only Tony Todd.
Wow.
I know it's rough. It's rough losing someone like that, but man, he's had quite an impact over the last, decades.
Yeah, I mean, so the Wishmaster, the main like voice of fear in the first two Final Destinations. What was the well, there was like another one. Oh, Hatchet. And I'm leaving out the big one.
Crow, and of course Candyman. Oh my God, like the most iconic one of the, I think. I watched a lot of horror movies when I was very young, which is why I'm so fucked up in my adulthood. But Candyman was definitely one of those. And I think we all remember being kids or like having our friends over and like, I bet you won't do it. Like, go into the bathroom and look in the mirror and say his name 5 times. I never made it past 3 times. Did you ever like?
No. I mean, we would start it, me and my cousin Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. But yeah, that was one, because what if it happens?
What if it's not? It's like what? Is it worth it, really?
Yeah. He's got a hook for a hand. It's not worth my life.
And we saw him like rip off like a child's little penis in Candyman. It was floating in the toilet in the outside bathroom.
Which is, that was the craziest part of Candyman. That's what I wanted to talk about. Where they have this like very serious, deep movie. And like if you break it down, right? The white lady meets that little boy in the projects at Cabrini Green. And he's like, "Oh yeah, let me take you where Candyman is." And they go to this dirty bathroom.
Disgusting, by the way.
Terrible bathroom, disgusting. And I guess the what essentially is he's explaining is that Candyman saw a kid with a special needs kid wander into the bathroom, cut the kid's dick off, and then just wrote in doo-doo. Like Candyman is here, and I'm like
he's kind of immature.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like he's just like at this point just fucking with the kid. It's so terrible.
Yeah, but then they don't address that again. So you're like, well, why do we even
need that part?
Why did
Oh God,
he was scary enough. You didn't have to add.
You didn't need to add. I know. It's funny. A couple episodes ago, we had this whole discussion like, is killing kids taking it too far in horror movies? I think killing a kid is way less like of an issue than cutting off a special needs kid's dick in a movie.
Yeah.
I'd say that is like maybe a little bit of an issue.
They never explained why he did that. or like that wasn't like a signature Candyman move. He didn't do that to anyone else.
Like, going around looking for a kid? I know.
Yeah.
He just I guess it was a one-off.
Yeah. It might have been one of those like in the Candyman requel. Like when there's like 9 other Candymen. Yeah. Maybe one of those is like, I'm the Dick Ripper
He's
Candyman.
the Dick Ripper Candyman.
Right, man. You don't speak for us. You can't be in our Candyman group anymore, bro. You're out here ripping off dicks. That's weird, dog.
But overall, that movie, it was really iconic. I think it was a predominantly black cast, which I think back then, especially in such a mainstream movie, was pretty rare. I think it showed a lot of issues in the black community. And like lower society, which I think was pretty rad. So, I mean, despite the horrific elements of it, I do think there was some like social context and trying to like maybe raise some discussion.
Yeah, no, it very much lived in a world that was not being broadcast to America at that time. It's early 90s. It's Cabrini. It's not the flash of so many other horror movies of that time. Like, I think Chucky would probably be the closest, but that's still kind of a white family. Yeah. Although, I guess he had the voodoo house. But like Chucky's, the family in Chucky, they weren't like rich people either. Mm-hmm. They also live in Chicago. But to see a family in the projects, and you're like, God damn, they haven't been through enough. Like when he kills the dog, that part was like,
I know,
and took the baby, but like it was it's like as a single mom on top of that.
That scene was like horrifying. Yeah. I think we all thought at first, like when she was over at the crib, like the baby was sliced to pieces too, right? Is that what we all thought? But then, of course, Jordan Peele produced the one that came out in 2021. I love the fact that he was continuing, with the story. How did you compare the two? Do you feel like he did a good job?
I think so. I think it held up. It didn't take away from the original story. It with any requel, with any sequel, it has to be about how am I enhancing what came before me. And I think it did a very good job of that. Yeah.
Well, of course, that was just one of, like you mentioned earlier, many films that Tony Todd was a part of. What's like for you, like one big impact that he made on you as a film lover and a lover of horror?
I would say being able to be black and unapologetically dark in a sense, to have that kind of laugh, and you could like everyone's always talks about how much fun he was and had on set. Even to the extent of like having the bees in his mouth.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we as actors, we don't really fight for things that like hurt us or could hurt us. But him being like, hey, for every time he gets stung,
$1,000 for every.
$1,000.
He walked away with $27,000, and back then especially, that's a lot of guacamole. That's a lot of money.
That was a house spec.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah, we will all miss Tony Todd. I'm sure he has inspired many, many, many actors, producers, directors, people in Hollywood. So hopefully we see, some little snippets of him and up and comers. But yes, thank you, Tony Todd, for all you have contributed. Also, one final thing about Candyman. Helen, at the very end of Candyman, she's the one who shows up in the mirror to kill her husband who's having a baby with this younger chick in his class.
Yeah.
I just want to know just tell you, if the person I'm dating, if my boyfriend does that and I ended up dying somehow, I will definitely show up in that fucking mirror. Not after just saying my name 5 times. The first time I hear my name in the house, I'm coming in and I'm going to find a hook and I'm going to rip you from the groin to the perfect jaw.
Rooter to the tutor.
Just that's what's going to happen.
Rooter to the tutor.
All right. Well.
Oh, man, that got real. Ah, shit.
Rooter to the tutor. All right. So that's our old movie of Real Talk. We're going to talk about a new movie that Martin and I went and saw a few nights ago featuring the ever so talented Hugh Grant. We're talking about Heretic. And all day today I spent so much time baking blueberry pie because we know that in the movie, his wife was baking blueberry pie in the next room, which is why we have blueberry pie. But I made it. I worked all day long. Look at this perfect crust. Homemade ice cream too. I churned it.
Oh.
I did.
Okay.
So
this is real? I'm not going to bite down into it.
You're not going to die.
Not going to die?
You're not going to die. I do not think.
I'm not going to see God from eating this?
You're going to see God, but from just pleasure.
Okay.
From the pie. Oh,
did you make the little silver pans as well?
I did.
Oh.
Arts and crafts came in handy for these little things.
Still warm.
Actually, I feel like I don't know how it's still hot.
Oh, okay.
I haven't tasted it yet, so I hope it's if you don't like it, I didn't make it.
No, it's good.
That's too shabby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is good. It's good ice cream too on top of it. What kind of ice cream is that?
I can't. This company did not pay me to say their name on camera.
Yeah, we've already given out too many freebies.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Heretic.
Nothing matters anymore.
If those of you if you're watching this and you haven't seen it yet, there will be spoilers in this, so don't bitch and complain about it. So just know what you're getting into. So Heretic, great movie. I think one of my favorite of the year.
Favorite of the year?
One of my favorite of the year.
Okay.
Hugh Grant plays this we know Hugh Grant. If you follow his career, he's oh my god, he has no limits. His versatility is off the charts. But this was a very different role for him. He got to play this really evil, creepy guy who was still kind of hot.
Still and very charming.
Very charming. Honestly, I probably would have fallen for most of his tricks.
Yeah.
And probably not even fallen for them, just gone along with it.
Yeah, you would have been locked in the house.
I would have been locked in the house. He'd be like, hey, we need you out. He didn't even want me. So I think,
I can't really do much.
Was that your impression?
That was my Hugh Grant.
Will you do it again?
Well, there's not much we can really do about this.
Oh my god. You? Is that you?
Yeah, that was you. Yeah. That was the old Grantmeister.
So I think, my takeaway, I think you may or may not agree, but the movie was basically questioning, why do we believe what we believe? Right? And I come from a very religious household. So I was sitting there the entire time, gritting my teeth because I felt so much about what was going on. I was on his side for a lot of the movie.
Really?
It was making me angry. So for those of you who haven't watched it, don't know what it's about, these 2 Mormon women are going to Hugh Grant's house.
Also really...
Mr. Reed.
Really great actors. They played that.
Everybody.
So, yeah.
Everybody killed it.
Yeah.
To share with him about the Mormon faith because he inquired about it. Of course he did. He was, up to something. They get to his house. He opens the door. I think it's a snowy day, and he invites him inside. But they're like, our faith says we can't come inside unless there's another woman present. And he says, well, my wife's in the next room baking a blueberry pie, and they could smell the blueberry pie. So what could go wrong? Of course, he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
They go into his trap, and then for the next hour and a half of the movie, he is just testing them, asking them questions about their faith. And then, of course, it turns into life or death based on what you believe.
If you are a person of faith, I would almost recommend this movie, especially for you. Like, this is something I could see happening in real life. I mean, it played a lot of like H.H. Holmes sort of reality with Hugh Grant's character, but this, because really, if you take the religious aspects out of it, it's about a charming guy who is able to catch so many people
with toxic masculinity. You know, I was feeling a little bit of that.
Yeah. He's gaslighting.
Gaslighting the hell out of him. No, but as someone who's raised in a religious household, I know I was getting really, like, I was just feeling it, because I think for me, now that I've like left my religious home, and like I feel like, not saying I was forced into a religion growing up, but it felt very much like that, but I never really understood why I was supposed to believe this. I just was told this is what you're supposed to believe. And now as an adult, I've been able to get out of it and have thoughts for myself and have beliefs of my own that no one like forced down my throat. I'm like, I feel like this is the movie they should show in churches.
Yeah.
And be like, listen, why is your faith there? And I love the way that he tested them, because it's like, I mean, if your God is real, like why are you in this position right now?
Yeah. And they expertly played it to where both sides have a convincing argument.
Yes.
So it's not so much if you believe this, you're wrong. They do, in a sense, trick him in. They do one-up him in certain avenues and alleys. But at the same token, you're like, yeesh, all right, that's a good point. Okay, that's a good point. Didn't really think about it like that. But even with like the political climate we're in right now,
I mean, it couldn't have been at a better time to release a movie like this.
Yeah, where there's so much uncertainty, not only wrapped in faith, but wrapped in news, wrapped in politics, wrapped in belief, wrapped in what's real and what isn't. Like, this was the perfect movie for that.
Because like the why. Like, yeah, it was like I just deleted my Facebook once and for all after 20 years of having one, because of the political climate, honestly, and just the stuff that continues. Facebook is like the most, Twitter is the most toxic social media app.
Twitter is gross.
But Facebook is a close second, because I think it's full of all those people that we've known for decades who have just never left their small towns in Alabama and still feel the same way they feel. And I was just getting an influx of that. And I was like, I can't even have arguments with some people because they can't back up the reasons as to why they believe something. They were just told to believe it, so that's what they're going to die believing it. Yeah. And that's why I was on Hugh Grant's side for a while, because I'm like, I get it. Yeah. I get it. Explain, like, why? Other than the fact he kept like talking about the different versions of the same thing and using like Monopoly, and I don't know. I think it's a very important movie for everyone to watch.
Yeah, but I think you have to go in with the.
Are you taking my pie back? Okay, we're too drunk on pie.
Thank you.
I'll decide. I'll get drunk on wine instead.
Yes.
Have we cheers yet? Have we cheers?
Yeah. No.
Cheers.
To faith.
To faith.
Or lack thereof.
Gotta have faith. And it was also great seeing that, he got, like, when he pulled the birth control out of her arm and trying to be like, oh, she's not real. Like, that part was like, yeah.
Well, and her pointing out that was him fumbling, I was like, oh, shit. Yeah, he is just trying to improvise now, because...
I love that she did that. She went...
Yeah, well, which is, I think, the funny part of this movie, not funny, but how much of it is also this guy who's so in control and used to control, is him now not like, oh, fuck, that one thing ruined all of this. The one, like, what do they call it? The prophet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which that was probably the scariest part, but this one person improvising ruined his whole like shtick. And he was like, she was clearly an NPC. It was like, oh, so he's like one of those the fucking beta cuck males.
Did he actually believe that?
Yeah. I was like, really? That's where you've been so astute this whole time. Clearly she was an NPC this whole time.
Look at
Nothing's
this
real.
piece of metal that's in her. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all an algorithm.
God. I did love, though, that when we got to the nitty-gritty of it with him coming out, that religion is control.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like I felt that on such a personal level, to where you're afraid to believe anything, especially if you like the Mormon faith, which is so just like, they are devout. That is a devout faith. And I was a Southern Baptist.
Yeah.
That's another very devout faith. And it's like, you don't question it. you know, if you have any doubt in your mind, you erase that doubt in your mind because this is what you believe, and anyone who questions it is absolutely wrong, and you will just keep regurgitating the same thing until, like, you know, I don't know. I thought it was really great, really good blueberry pie for thought.
Yeah, and it really, again, it boils down that felt like such a good needle drop of the one true religion is, if there is any like really big spoiler, the one true religion is control.
Is control, yeah.
And it doesn't get any deeper than that. Why do we have so many wars? Why do we have so many financial issues? How do we tie literally every modern atrocity or past like slavery was essentially the reason you're slaves is because God wants you to work and so you should pray and praise him, da 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 da. So it all ties so deeply into control.
Yep.
And it'll always win until we break that barrier.
For those who haven't seen it, what would you, if 1 to 10? I need to come up with a rating scale.
I'd say scaries or screams.
Screams, or just like overall like feel like yes, go see it. No, go see it. 1 to 10. Where would you put it?
I'd say go see it. I'd rate this a solid 7 out of 10 screams.
7 out of 10 screams. Okay.
Yeah.
Killings.
Kills.
Because killing time with
killing
Kayla.
Or times? No, that
times wits.
Kill 7 out of 10 kills.
7 out of 10 kills. Okay. I would even give it a little higher than that. I think I'd even give it an 8.
An 8, okay.
Yeah, I felt like it was one of my like top 5 of the year.
What are your other? Where would you rate it on a compared to Terrifier 3?
So different. I don't even know if I can put them on the same scale.
But then you have a scale of, you said you have 5 top movies of the year. I gave you a movie to put on your top of whatever.
Okay, I would put it above Terrifier.
Okay.
I'd put it below The Substance. And Speak No Evil. I'd put it about in the same level as Speak No Evil. Did you see the new Speak No Evil?
I saw the old one, so I haven't seen the new one yet.
I haven't seen the old one.
Ah.
So I need the foreign film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to watch that. That'll be another one.
That was my...
Did you just put a fucking hex on me? Get out! What the hell did he just do? Oh! Do you need a tissue? What just happened?
I was speaking Swedish or whatever.
Oh, okay. Well, gosh, any of my Swedish listeners, please let me know what the hell you just said to me.
They're going to say bullshit. That's what he said. He said nothing. Those are not our...
Look, I just got insulted.
That's how they sound in the movie. Like,
Okay.
Okay.
This next part of the show, I need a drink of my wine. Is this blueberry candle like giving you a headache yet?
No, not really.
No, do you like it?
Yeah.
I know A24 is coming out with their own, but I couldn't have gotten here in time.
It doesn't smell that blueberry-ish to me.
You don't? I think it does. I think it smells exactly like blueberry pie.
I just catch on fire. Are you trying to blow it? Okay, you just blew it out.
Yeah. Fun. Just to give you more, right?
Yeah, like once it's close. But it's also like juice now. I don't know if I can see it. It's like blueberry
melted wax.
Wax juice. So
you put your finger in it?
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay. Where were we? Oh, so normally at this part of the show we do Kayla's real reactions, but we're not gonna do that this episode because we beat this horse with a stick, or what's the phrase?
You beat the dead horse with a stick.
Yes, that. With the last week's topic about social context, political context within movies. So we're gonna have a little more fun right now for the rest of the show. And since I do have my very first guest, we're gonna do a little Would You Rather game. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Would you rather? And y'all listen to this because I want you to let me know which one you would rather too on the social medias. Okay. Would you rather go on a date with Dracula or hot female Dracula, or be stuck in a haunted house with a werewolf? Well, duh. I mean, I don't know.
Ooh, and it's a full moon, huh?
I mean, yeah, I don't know if anything good can happen here, but...
Yeah, well, I feel like Dracula can promise me eternal life, but I won't be able to go out during the day, whereas...
You're black. We're fine. You can stay inside.
Yeah.
We don't need the sun.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I'd be a Dracula.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be the same way.
Yeah. Because werewolves, like it always seems painful when they having to do that.
It'd be terrible, and then you ruin so many good clothes,
dude. Yeah,
like,
and just tear up your house or car or whatever.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm with you, and I feel like their breath probably smells bad.
Yeah, like a dog.
Like a wet dog.
Like a wet dog.
Like a wet dog. We don't want that.
No.
Okay, would you rather be chased by a chainsaw-wielding maniac in a dark forest, or be trapped in a room with a seductive vampire who wants to bite you? I don't know what the deal is with vampires.
Stuff, is everything okay? Did you get bit by a vampire recently?
This is actually blood.
Oh, all right. Well,
not yours, just mine.
Okay. Wait, your cup is blood?
Mine's blood.
Okay, I didn't know if you were saying both of them were just your blood. So that makes more sense.
Yes, I'm training, a vampire in training.
Okay, that's a good. See, I feel like.
And also, like, not remember, but think about every horror movie where there's like a chainsaw wielding, like, they also walk really slow.
Yeah, because it's hard. Chainsaws are heavy.
They're heavy as hell.
Yeah, and I feel like if I hear a chainsaw, I can like run. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, that's what is that? Let's get close. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm gonna keep going. So probably that. But I mean, what's the vampire's intentions?
I mean, it's going to seduce you, so you might get like a little turned on at first, and it might be hot, but then it's obviously going to eat you.
Oh, it's an eating vampire. Okay.
Or I mean, biting, eating, whatever.
I mean,
you might not get turned.
But I'm saying, is it gonna? Okay, so it might just drain me.
It might just drain you and kill you.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. I feel like I could survive the chainsaw wielding maniac if I just keep going.
Okay.
I've always said I'd hide in a tree. I don't know why no one ever hides in a tree.
I always think I could climb a tree. I think I used to could.
Yeah. if my life depends on it, I'm climbing that tree.
I will climb that damn tree.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Would you rather have to spend a night in a graveyard with a sexy ghost or in a
cabin? All these. It could just be a ghost. It's a ghost. How are they all sexy? It's a ghost. Fucking Victorian era.
With a Victoria's Secret ghost,
Jesus.
Or in a cabin with a creepy killer.
Okay, cabin with a creepy killer or a graveyard with a ghost.
Yeah.
I mean, I get like the killer. His thing is in the title. He plans to kill me. The ghost, I don't. I might have to solve a mystery. So,
would you rather accidentally summon a demon that possesses you for a night, or have your body taken over by a living doll?
Is the doll sexy or?
I'm leaving out the sexy part this time.
Okay, you don't have to.
It could be like a Chucky.
Okay, so I'm taking over Chucky's body.
So okay, you would summon a demon would possess you, or your body would be taken over by a living doll. So I guess Chucky would be possessing you.
Oh wow. See, okay.
That would be hilarious to see. You walking up on stage, but it's actually Chucky inside of you.
Yeah. Looks like someone here is ready.
Imagine that guy who pulled a gun out on you, but it's actually Chucky inside your body.
Yeah.
Chucky would
flip out. But see, I feel like that one would be a little bit harder to explain to the cops because I feel like Chucky in my body is not going to really give a shit about killing people and
that's true.
Blaming it on me. Whereas as a demon,
that's true. He will get you in a lot of trouble actually with the stuff he says.
Yeah.
That's true.
And I think with a demon possessing my body, people are like, "Oh, Martin done been that way, so clearly something is up," and they'd give me like a little bit of leeway for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
So, sweet Satan, where are you?
Would you rather be forced to play Twister with a monster or have a steamy moment with a mummified body?
That sounds like necrophilia. How many arms does a monster have? Ooh. I feel like I asked too many hypotheticals.
That's a great question because that is a lot. If it's like a monstrous octopus or something.
Yeah,
that would be
if
fair.
It's like a squid monster.
The Kraken.
Ooh, that's a big boy.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, I feel like that would be fine. I don't think it doesn't sound like he has ill intentions.
He just want to play Twister.
Yeah, he just wants to play I feel like maybe we never ask these monsters like, "Yo, are you doing this because like you ain't got no friends?"
Like monsters sometimes maybe just want to like feel included.
At Hotel Transylvania, that's what it's all about.
I mean, look, I think Jason Voorhees was a great example of that. I don't think Jason would have been on a killing spree if the kids weren't just mean to him and. They let him drown.
They
let him drown. Yeah. I'd be pissed too. You better fucking believe if kids let me drown at camp. I went to camp every summer, unfortunately. I would be Jason. Yeah. A lot hotter with a way better mask. Contoured mask.
The burlap sack or from the second one?
Well, his little
hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd even wear a mask. I'd let them know, like, hey, remember, you won't remember me.
This is what you did.
Yeah.
No.
Now that one of them live to tell the story.
Go tell the story of what happened here.
Go tell them my demon possession.
I want like a whole audio tape of just your impressions of people.
I don't even know who that's an impersonation
I don't
of.
either, but I just want to, yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy good impersonation.
One more. Would you rather be the last person alive in a slasher film or the first one to go, but with a wild party atmosphere? So you have like the party for the ages before you go out. It's about you. Everyone's celebrating you. They're like, like crowd surfing you. Mm. Or you get to be the last person alive, but you could be missing like your dick. Oh,
I encountered Candyman in the bathroom.
Yeah,
I got freaky eye Candyman. I'd like to survive a horror movie. I feel like that'd be a subversion of expectation.
More black people should be the final girls and guys. Yeah. We sprinkle that in now. Yeah. It should be happening way more often.
Bodies had it. Oh yeah. What was it? Talk to Me. I don't have to do the hand, but. Without the black girl was like the only one who died, and she stabbed her dad.
I know. By the way, I have that Talk to Me embalmed hand over there. If you want to play with it after and see if
no, I still believe in like demon stuff.
The Ouija board stuff I can't do. It's very much on par with the Ouija board. I think. Yeah.
No, thank you.
So don't fuck with that kind of stuff. Okay. Well, that was Would You Rather. You did a really great job.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy those? Have you been asked those before?
No, I didn't know there were this many sexy vampires and demons and zombies and krakens out there.
I just started watching True Blood for the first time, so I think I'm like in the whole sexy vampire mentality. Yeah. Okay, finally, the last segment of the show is called Real Forecast.
Real Forecast.
But you get it, right?
Yeah, because real like a movie in the forecast of like movies that are coming out.
You get me. Thank you. So the movie we're going to watch next week, we're going to start the show out talking about, is Strange Darling. Martin has not seen it yet. It's a phenomenal movie. It is now streaming. It's essentially a cat and mouse game, final girl kind of thing with a crazy, very strange and sick twist. I'm not going to say anything more than that because I want you to go see it. But it's like this instance of guy and girl on a date. They don't know each other. And someone ends up being a crazy murderer. Have you ever thought, because both of us are in relationships right now. Mm-hmm. And so we're not out there doing the one night stand dating thing. But at one point in our lives, we did have to do that. Like everyone did. Yeah. Was there ever time you were on a date and you were like, this person could very well be a serial killer or murder me? What would I do in the situation? Have you has that gone through your mind?
Yeah. There's a girl.
Sounds like he has a really, okay.
There's a girl. we go back to her place and, I get, all right. When like people try to talk like sexily or whatever, like get you in the mood.
Yeah.
So she's like sitting on my leg and she goes, ooh, I just want to break your femur. And I go, what? Like
I want to break your femur. That is hot.
And I said, what? Like, hey, you should, I feel like I know what you said, but this is the perfect time to like clean that up. And she goes, I just want to break your femur. And I was like, yeah, you don't have to. you don't need to do that. Let's work on those words.
The little pickup line. So wait, yeah. What happened after?
Well, I was already over there.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but she didn't break your femur.
She didn't break my femur though.
Okay, that's you must have really wanted to be there because I think I would have left at that point.
It was raining.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of those.
It was raining.
Yeah.
There was a crescent moon outside. Yeah. It's probably a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And what's the thing people say with like the astrology?
The
Mercury was in retrograde.
Yeah.
It completely makes sense. But yeah, go check it out. It is streaming. Check it out if you haven't. It's really good. But yeah, again, we'll start out next week by talking about that movie. But guys, thanks for watching episode 3. Martin, thank you for being here. What do you think so far? You said earlier that this was your new favorite show, not for any other reason other than I said that you can curse on here. But like beyond that, did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, this is fun. Yeah? And much success to you and success to Killing Time with Kayla. I hope I get to come back later on and talk some more horror movies.
Hell yeah, anytime. All right, guys, you know the deal. Make sure you guys are subscribed on YouTube. You're following on the Twitter or X or whatever the hell they call it these days. Yeah. And we're more active on Instagram. So do those 3 and let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, have some blueberry pie, and we'll see you next week. Yeah?
Believe.
Was that it?
Yeah. Or was the line from the... I forgot the line from the movie, so I just said believe.